Time to take Johnny to camp. He's waiting patiently for me back there. Load him up.
Loading him up. Seated.
Oh, it's humid out there. I'm glad you're going to be inside at what fun park are you going to today?
Bounce You.
Bounce You. So that's one of those indoor trampoline places. Yeah, I'm glad you're going to be in the air conditioning. Yeah. See you this afternoon.
I'll see you this afternoon too. Bye.
Bye. Well, today should be a decidedly less busy day than yesterday. I think the only thing we need to do while Johnny's at camp today is Don was going to head over to the landfill. I'm going to ride with him, I think. And we didn't pick up the curio cabinet from Guardian Angel yesterday. So after the landfill run and the GMC's empty of the cardboard, we'll go over to Guardian Angel. But that's about it. Johnny's having so much fun at summer camp that he's asked to go back next week. They do 6 weeks worth of camp. Forget what tracks that lines up with for year round, but at any point he's asked to go again next week, and we talked it over and I said sure. So he'll have gone 2 of the 6 weeks that they have available. You may be able to see a little dirt on the white seat. I know I've had a couple people ask me how our seats are doing. My response is great. The dirt wipes up. I haven't really had any trouble except with super dark blue jean rub off. So at any point, I've got an unscented baby wipe and just a gentle over top of that. Even water probably would have taken it off. I don't know what that was or what caused it, but I had wet my finger with some water and seen, you know, that it was basically was going to come off. And you can see there is some dirt on the baby wipe, but no longer any dirt on the seat. So they really do clean up nice. So when I got home last night, there was thunder and lightning, and I chose not to plug Ruby in. And I have a 9 p.m. alarm set now to ask me if Ruby's charging, but I wasn't in the room when it went off, and it got turned off, and I didn't think about it anymore. Dawn had plugged her in this morning for like an hour, so she picked up a little bit of charge, but I've still got plenty for my around town driving, and it's 9:20 and we don't go on shoulder rate until 11, so I can plug her in for about another hour now and just pick up a little bit just in case. But yeah, the advantages of having the larger battery pack is that really you've got about 2 days of around town driving. So if you forget to plug in, probably the next day it's not a big deal. I really did mean to come out last night though and plug in after the storm had passed, and I just forgot. I know a lot of people would have said doesn't matter, go ahead and plug her in anyway, but I like taking extra good care of my girl, and I don't plug her in if there's thunder and lightning. So I've traded vehicles. Well, first I petted all the cats on the head, then we traded vehicles. Dawn's we're headed over to the landfill. Yeah. Not our favorite thing to do, especially in the summertime, but when you have a driveway as long as ours, having a trash service with a thing you have to push out to the street and then push back up to the house, that's not cutting it. So yeah, but we'll be going to the landfill. Hopefully Mr. Ball's got eggs and is at his produce stand, and stop in at Guardian Angel. Yep. So they're getting ready to lay tar in the turn lane for the new condominium complex going here on Judd Parkway, which is basically right on the way to the Taekwondo school. So note to self for this afternoon, go around the long way to get to and from the school. Avoid the tar with Ruby. We're stopped in traffic, and this house has added their own little tiny putting green over here. Immaculate. Wow. Well, Mr. Ball had plenty of eggs. We got our 7 dozen, and there's still some for somebody else. Johnny will be pleased. I had Don load up another watermelons. Fine young men are gonna get my curio cabinet loaded up. So if you can see, Don's got the roof slid back. Even though he chose to lay the curio cabinet down, it still makes loading it up a lot easier with the roof slid open. Right. I am so excited. I just got a shiny Whalmer. Do you have any idea how many Whalmers I have caught before finally getting a shiny? A bunch, like over 100. Well, I've cleaned all the glass and we've put it in place, and it's ready to be loaded up with whatever treasures we want. There is a light at the bottom, but these incandescent bulbs that are in there right now are pretty hot. I'll be working with Dawn to replace them with LEDs. I'm headed to pick up Johnny, and I did remember to take the long way around so I don't run into the asphalt. Didn't do a whole lot at the house. We watched videos and maybe a little nap, and I thought about putting stuff in the curio cabinet after I washed the glass, but I figured I'd wait, and Johnny and I can do that together tonight or whenever we get to it. There's no rush. Well, there's my happy camper.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, bud.
Hi.
So did you end up liking the jumping place you went to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How was it?
Well, it wasn't a trampoline park like we thought. It was a bounce house park thingy. And the AC could have worked better, but it was still fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited. Fuquay's getting a mural. Yay! The pileated woodpeckers here. Oh, he flew off. There was a pair of them. Wow, that was awesome to see them. I don't know if they'll be visible on the video or not, but wow. I thought it was the hawk at first, because you know that pileated woodpecker is really big like the hawk is. They're about the same size, but yeah, that was a pileated woodpecker pair, or a parent and a juvenile. I didn't get a good enough look to see what sex the bird was. Yeah, they're over here in the woods now. I just saw them fly again. Wow, that's way cool. I mean, I've seen them in the yard before. I know they're around. I know they hang out in our yard also. So Johnny said that bounce house place, they were there for 3 hours, and they were all so tired that when they got back to the dojang, they didn't do their class today.
They bounced that much?
They bounced that much.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, so he's wore out, and he has a headache, he says. Poor guy. Hi, guys. Hi. I'll be right out with your dinner. I will. I'll be right out. Here's something else for you.
What's this? Well, I put my fidget spinner down. You got me a pair of socks. Oh, you got these new sweatbands.
That's
My
right.
dog.
Yeah. Well, one of them's actually for me. You'll figure out the pink one is not for you. But I ordered on. Well, I mean, you know what? Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You can wear the pink one, okay?
These are really high quality. These are well, this pink one is like double layered.
I see. Well, it's reversible. Yeah.
The blue one is similar to what I've been wearing. Maybe just a scooch wider. But,
so these are Bondi bands.
And folks, take it from a guy who sweats profusely. These things actually work. I mean, they work. And
then Don likes them too because he can wring them out. They actually wring out really good, and you can keep on going. Right.
When they fill up, you just take it off your head, you squeeze it, and it wrings out really good, and put it right back on, and just keep on going. You know, the old ones you couldn't do that. Oh, I got a nice neon yellow one.
Yep.
A green one, and a red one.
Yep. You're all set. And blue and royal blue. You're all set.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Something I will definitely use these.
Yep.
I'll throw away my yucky one.
You can keep it for when you work out in the yard.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. So we've got our Duke My energy report for our home, and again this month it shows us much higher than a typical house, and much higher than the most efficient house. It says we used 2,114 kilowatt hours. Versus 876 for an average house, and the efficient house is down 666. So anyway, if you remember on the day 365 video, before I reset the meter, I said that we used 12,050 kilowatt hours to charge Ruby. And that's actually the energy that we bought from the power company. So to keep it simple, that's basically 1,000 kilowatt hours per month on average, and we pay just under 7 cents a kilowatt hour. So we're paying about an additional $70 a month to charge Ruby. But that $70 a month if you look at it, adds to our power bill. However, we drove almost 26,000 miles last year in Ruby. And for $70 a month, that's pretty cheap. If we had had to buy gasoline, it'd be much more. So we are certainly paying more on our energy bill, probably $50 to $70 a month on average for Ruby. And if you subtract that 1,000 kilowatt hours from the 2114, then we're much closer to the average. And then the difference would be the fact that we heat and cool our garage. Most people don't do that. We have a freezer. We have 2 refrigerators and a freezer. We have a window air conditioning that we use to keep the game room comfortable. So, you know, we're probably certainly are not efficient, but it's really not that bad. And I think that the $70 that we spend a month on average for Ruby, charging Ruby, is to drive the basically over 2,500 miles a month is easily worth $70, because I'd rather pay it to Duke than to pay it to the oil companies.
I'm in Ruby all by myself. Yeah, I really can't talk him into another Taekwondo class after a full day of camp. I get it. But I already missed 1 day this week, and I need some exercise. I wasn't at the jump house, bounce house place all day, so I need to go to class anyway. That had to be one of the hardest Taekwondo classes I have ever taken. Grandmaster Kim decided to teach class tonight, and he didn't let us catch our breath once for the entire 45 minutes. But I kept up pretty good. And even the young kids and the really athletic types, they were all sweaty too. It's a great class. I think Johnny made a good choice with his headache and how tired he was staying home though. So I'm back out at the car, and I've been sitting here in the air conditioning, and the friending has started in Pokemon Go. My local Facebook Messenger group is just bouncing off the walls with trainer codes. Please friend me, please friend me. So I'm going to flash up my trainer code, and if you happen to play Pokemon Go, please friend me, and especially if you live in another country, so we could trade things we need. I have lots of good stuff. I'm level 35. This should be fun. So I've already friended Johnny and sent him a gift. We'll see how it goes. Trying to get Johnny's attention to come out so I can tell him about this Pokemon trading. This is how you flash the lights in the Tesla. He's behind that window right there. Come on out, buddy. Yeah, I guess this still works too. So we're down to 60 miles of range because I didn't charge yesterday. We went, how many miles would go? Since last charge, it says 24. That can't be quite right. Oh, that's because we charged for just a little bit this morning. That's why. So I don't know for sure, but since this morning, since I dropped Johnny off at camp, we've gone 24 miles.